to DragRace. I'm your host, Randall Shue.
I'm your coach, Landon Shue.
Landon, we're running a little bit late getting in here this morning. Just barely made it in before the show started. We'll get that handled. But anyway, been an interesting week. How about that?
That it has. You made you a trip?
Road trip. Everybody likes a road trip. Went over to the Summit Racing Equipment over in McDonald, Georgia. Needed a new battery for the Corvette. I think it's ready to make a pass. Put all the pieces that were laying off of it, put them on there.
Right.
This battery deal, I knew pretty much where the battery was. Never looked in there. So anyway, I lay up under the car and look and see where the battery is. It's actually about 2.5 feet up in the air between the slicks in a jungle gym.
Yeah.
So I get this thing, get it all disconnected and get to slide it out, and you're laying on your back above your head. You have no strength. And I'm thinking, this battery, that's going to be interesting. So anyway, I pulled it out. No problem. And it was heavy like I thought it was. So it was a turbo start is what brand it was.
Turbo start.
The one I bought was XS. That's fine. Trouble is, 1.5 inches taller. I got looking at it, and there is no way to expand this area that the battery's in. So I got up off the ground again like 900 times. But anyway, I got up and got a tape measure and measured. Well, it'll go. So I thought, how in the world am I gonna get that thing on the hole? But I just, being an ex-muscle head, I grabbed hold of it and stuffed it up there and got it all in and
got it figured out.
Putting a battery in, it wasn't like doing an '89 Chevrolet truck. This is a project.
You don't throw it in the corner and call it a day?
No. In the probably hour and a half to put a battery in. Yeah, that's about. Well, it was so long.
Your battery install days.
I needed snacks in between.
Yeah, your battery install days were
kind
of lacking.
So anyway, I got it. Got it all put in, everything hooked up, and then Landon. I'm glad you're sitting down. You won't believe this. I read the directions
of a battery install.
No, on how you service the battery. It said do not use until you charge and all that kind of stuff. So I actually hooked the charger up to it. It's got a 16-volt charger.
Right.
I actually hooked it up because I turned it off last night. I generally won't leave something like that on in the basement at night. But anyway, I'll have it up and operating today. Going to fire that baby up for the first time.
Sweet. Very nice.
We've got, this time of year, the racing world just explodes with so much activity.
Right.
Going to be racing everywhere.
But today's was a bit odd. It was supposed to be colder than it is.
Yep.
And people had adjusted for the weather.
Cause yesterday was awful.
It was. It got real cold real fast.
Yeah, I was wearing a sweatshirt. I didn't eat any lunch. I just piddled around and I put another sweatshirt on. Went downstairs and working on the battery. I got warm enough. I even thought about hooking up a little electric heater downstairs, but I didn't. Got wrestling around with the battery and it warmed up quite nicely.
Oh, yes.
But came out this morning. I'd been so cold yesterday. Woke you up. And I said, shoot, I'll go ahead and crank the Suburban up. So I went out there and fired up. And I opened the basement door. Hey, this ain't that bad. So it had warmed up a little bit, or it's not so brutal. Like the wind has gone away and all that kind of stuff. So maybe the racetracks that were kind of on the fence about running today, of course it's going to be a sunny day, I think. Anyway, maybe they'll be able to open up. I-22 was questionable. All these tracks, make sure before you take off that the track is going to be open.
That's right. Let's see if I-22 has an update on their if they're racing today or not. Not yet.
Oh, they hadn't had. Well, it is a little bit early. They'll get up and figure out what's going on. We keep getting closer and closer to our wonderful event. The Gassers come into town. They are up in Shelby, North Carolina, this weekend.
We got a month from today until the Gassers.
Yes, 1 month. It's getting there. I saw Ken Rainwater was on his second engine change. They had done some testing, and it apparently didn't do what they wanted to. It was swap and put another bullet in, and it didn't do what they wanted to. So so they showed it at one and have swapped 2 motors.
Things are so tough that on the second race, he on engine number 3.
Well, it just maybe the performance wasn't where he wanted it.
Okay.
And Ricky Jones, in his, he had the clutch out of it, put a new clutch in it, so they're up in the air and wrestling these cars. But this is very common. These cars require a lot of maintenance.
No, they're doing a Gasser style maintenance. They got to throw a rope over a sycamore tree and pull the motor out with a
chain fall.
Yeah, with a chain fall.
It's block and tackle. That's
how you do it.
No, it's a little more high tech. They have jacks and jack stands. Remember, a jack is a jacking device. Jack stand is a holding device. Make sure you know the difference. A jack will fall. A jack stand will not. Or it shouldn't.
I hope not.
Yeah, big thing is you don't want your chest to catch a car. Whatever it is, you don't, because it won't hold very well.
It won't. I've had my close calls with those.
Yep. The Gassers are coming to May the 7th. That is 1 month from this weekend. We're getting closer and closer, and I guess one of the biggest events of the year. It's the biggest event at Laster Mountain. There'll be people everywhere. That is a very good show they put on. If you hadn't had an opportunity to see those guys, it's you just got to see them. Now in 2 weeks. No, wait a minute. Next week, Laster Mountain's having the late night street fight. They've got that going on, and then 2 weeks from now, April the 21st, 2nd, 3rd, that weekend.
22nd and 23rd, yes.
It's going to be wild. There's going to be racing everywhere. We got Capital City Motorsports Park. The Outlaw Series will be there. Steele has Duck X Productions, and Scott Tidball putting on a deal up there. The Radials, and Huntsville has got a 470 deal.
That's right.
It's called Venom, or I forgot what the name of that. The name of the racing
for Huntsville.
Yeah, it's some kind of event. Anyway, this a group they've put this together, and they're racing all over the country. I guess that up in the Ohio, anyways, the southeast and the eastern part of the country is where they're running these things. But the 470 class, Landon pays $10,000.
Pretty good.
Pretty good money.
Pretty good.
And the only problem with that is everybody up here is good. So you can't just show up and get you $10,000. It really won't work that way.
Yeah.
So let me see what else I got. The bracket race is going on at Capital City today. I got on computer this morning, and they were down to 5 cars at the Friday 50, because it paid $50,000 yesterday. It pays $100,000 today and $50,000 tomorrow. They had a warm-up race on Thursday. I'm not sure what it paid, but the winner got an entry into the million.
Okay. I know it pays pretty well anyways.
What?
The race today down there.
$100,000.
$100,000. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it eased the pain just a little bit.
Yep.
You win I could win 3 or 4 of those. No, I could win half a dozen of those and wouldn't be up to even close to how much I've spent on racing all the years.
You be approaching how much you spent last year.
Yeah.
No, this year.
This year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Finally figure out how to make your money back.
How's that?
Yeah, you just keep winning $100,000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it might take a while, though. let me see. Hey, I've got all kind of notes here. The road trip I took is probably the biggest thing I did all week. I was waiting on UPS to show up with the battery. It did not make, and whether it was the shipping company or the guy who ordered it, I don't know. But anyway, didn't make it.
Right.
So, see you guys. I'm going to Atlanta. Really? Yeah. I need a battery.
You need anything while I'm there? It's like running to Walmart picking up some groceries.
Well, it was a ways over. But look, Landon, I made the trip great.
Yeah.
I stopped at Buc-ee's. You got to get fuel. I said, well, hey, I'll just stop at Buc-ee's, get fuel, and get me a brisket sandwich. So, got my fuel, and fuel was down to $3.66 out there. So, filled up. It was $80 fill up. And of course, truck had gas in it. But anyway, I went in, got me a brisket, and my cold drink, I got a Mountain Dew. And I asked, because Mountain Dew travels well. Coke, like Coke, the trouble is after it shakes around in the console for an hour or so, it's kind of whang to it. It's not very good, but Mountain Dew survives pretty well.
Right.
So I opened that brisket up. I started chewing. Oh, that thing was so good. Well, I reached down and got my Mountain Dew and took a draw of it. The sip I took took my breath. The machine apparently was out of Mountain Dew syrup. I had carbonated water and a mouthful of barbecue. I had no choice but drink it. And then I wasn't going to stop again. And I've got, it's probably a $3 Coke. I don't know how much it was. But anyway, I'm riding down the road and I thought, man, I need something to drink. But ooh, that's nasty. Had to take another sip of it.
So what's your take on carbonated water?
Yeah, it kept me from dying. I'll say that.
There you go.
It did not. The meat didn't choke me. So I got that. Oh, by the way, got some beef jerky while I was out there.
Yeah, very good.
Mesquite, something. I don't know what it was.
Okay.
Pretty mild. So anyway, I drive to Atlanta. You take the 285 bypass and go south 75. So I got to the bypass. Traffic was backed up a couple of miles. Of course, this is Atlanta, and backed up traffic is normal. So the GPS took me on into downtown to go 75. Okay, so I go on in and start. You go through about 2 or 3 interchanges before you get on 75 proper. So I looked over on the northbound side, and traffic was stopped. I said, man, I'm glad I'm not on that side. Yeah. From where I got on 75 to McDonald Griffin exit is 18 miles.
Okay.
Traffic was still backed up when I got to the exit. I said, man, I'm glad I'm not on that side. Then I got thinking, in a few minutes when I turn around and come back, I will be in that traffic.
You sure will.
So I hung around over it. If you've never had an opportunity to go to Summit, showroom is about 150 feet by 150 feet. It's big, and the warehouse itself is about 2 city blocks. Block and a half. How large this thing is. I mean, your odometer will click when you go past it. But it's a huge building, so went over there and ordered my battery, and of course, I got it out the truck. And I told they put it on the cart. I said, look, I can't walk very well. How about let me use that cart? So I took it out and put the battery in the truck and come back in, had to do some more shopping. So the lady at the front, she said, you want a smaller buggy? Heck yeah. So she gave me a little bit of shopping buggy.
There you go.
So I wandered through the place, and the only thing that I saw that I could not live without was a set of spark plug sockets.
Okay.
So I've got a complete, I don't know, there's, I think 5 or 6 of them on this thing. But anyway, got those 6 sockets for $20. There you go.
Yeah.
So it worked out pretty well.
You gotta have I think I have a full collection. I think.
There's 5/8 and 13/16, and they got a like a 3/4 nut on the back of them.
Yeah.
That way you can put a wrench on them or put a socket in them.
You got the 1-inch spark plug socket?
No such animal.
I've done one.
Okay.
Porsche did. The 944 has a 1-inch spark plug.
Never paid any attention.
I had to make a spark plug socket for that one.
Okay. But anyway, I got all that, and so I hadn't used them yet. But they're sitting on the wang of the 55.
On the wang.
Not the wing. The wang. 941-1011 is our number. You want to give us a call? We'll talk about some hot rodding. We had a good weekend of test and tune last weekend at the mountain. Beautiful day, just absolutely incredible. I tried the nitrous. That's an experience. Adding probably 300 horse at the touch of a button. We're going to go out and take a break. We'll come back and talk more about test and tune last week on Drag Race Central. Back in Drag Race Central. It's been a interesting morning. We up and operating, and it's a lot warmer than we anticipated. Let me do some real radio show stuff. It is 6:22 in the morning on April 9th. And you know what? I actually might give a temperature reading. How about it says 43 degrees. I don't know if that's right. But anyway, that's what the phone says. Continuing with my road trip deal, when I pulled over to got Bucky's, gas was $3.66. Though it's a little bit of a break.
Yeah, it's about $10 10 cents lower than I've seen.
Yeah, so went over there and did the deal. Came back, it was $3.65. So is that an inventory gain or inventory loss?
I'm not sure.
Suburban, okay. You can't believe, Landon, Suburban now gets 24 miles a gallon.
You're up there with me.
It got 12 miles a gallon over there and 12 miles a gallon back, so added together it makes 24 miles a gallon.
Hey, speaking of fuel mileage, mine has a fuel mileage sensor or computer. When we first swapped the headers, it picked up 3. I've since lost that 3.
3 what? 3/10 or
no, 3 miles per gallon.
Atmosphere will have a change on it
because it went from it had 24. We swapped to the headers, it went up 27.
Okay.
Now it's back at 24.
Huh. Well,
now
if you get out on the road in a steady state for a long time, it'll continue to climb.
Right.
Stop and go idling is terrible.
Okay.
Because how many miles a gallon you get sitting still?
0.
Yeah, you ain't go anywhere.
Hey, speak of that, we had a gentleman come to work with another guy we have, and he had parked his nice new Jeep there in the parking lot, left his lights on. I was just like, man, that sucks because he's not going to be back till 10:30 or so. It's about 7:30 at the time. Well, around 9:30, I noticed, hey, he didn't leave the lights on. He left the thing running.
Oh.
He finally got back at 11, so from 7:30 to 11, he left his car idling there in the parking lot.
And will probably go in and complain about fuel mileage.
He probably will.
I worked with a guy years ago. He had gone by after work to get his grandkids. He said, them kids, he said, they both of them wild as fish. He said he got home, and he said, didn't even get stopped. The doors popped open. Kids are gone. They's out doing their thing.
As they do.
So he said next morning, he said need to go cut the grass and all, and got out, couldn't find his car keys. Went out there, he left the car running, it ran out of gas. He lived down in Columbia, ran out of gas. He said, boy, Margaret's gonna kill me. He found some gas around and poured gas in it, and then went and filled it back up where she wouldn't know it.
A lot more gas.
It was Andy. Let me tell you, this guy's name was Andy. He said, my favorite kind of vacation is a cruise. He said, me and Margaret, we really like cruises. He said, now Margaret likes to go to bed early. He said, I like to stay up late. He said, now Margaret can't drink. He says, he said, we're not drinkers, but she can't drink at all.
Right.
He said, we go out up to the dinner. He says, sweetheart, why don't you get you a drink? Well, I don't really need one. Oh, I think it'll be all right.
Vacation.
So she gets a mixed drink of some sort, whatever it was. Well, they get through eating, mows their way back to the cabin. She plops on the bed. It is stone cold out. Well, Andy, he cuts out. He goes out dancing all night. Well, he come in the next morning. He comes sneaking in and he's taking his shoes off, and he bent over to take his shoes off. She said, "Well, did you sleep good?" He said, "I sure did."
Already getting out for the day.
Yeah, I'm already up. Well, he
Place him back home.
He says, "I have to go up and sleep on deck all day." That's buddy
funny.
Andy.
Hey, you want to do this while I go get the hot chocolate?
Oh, heck yeah. How about Ray's Drive Shafts? Ray's located there in Fultondale. He'll take care of all your drive shaft needs. Junior's getting my hot chocolate and his ramen noodles ready. Ray's been doing drive shafts for a long time. But he'll take care of all your drive shaft needs. You can give him a call at 256-572-7485. He's open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. But he's located in Fultondale. Let me give you a real address. Now, in real world, having an address is, I'm sure, important. In our world, you go to, I don't even. Anyway, it's 1417 Decatur Highway in Fultondale. If you're riding through Fultondale on 31, there's Hardee's, and continue south. You'll see a Memorial Park with a big Army tank. If you look at the Army tank and it's pointing the other side of the road, it's pointing at Off-Road Connection, and Ray's Drive Shaft is in Off-Road Connection. So one of the things they take care of all your drive shaft needs, and we've got several of them. Right now, I don't have anything being built, but that subject could change at any time, because I will start a project or two. What kind of projects? You got any projects started?
Real.
Oh, Landon's redoing.
A big green egg.
A big green egg.
I got one.
We hooked him up. And,
it's been out of service past 20 years.
It's been a minute to do. I'll say that.
So I'm getting it back up to par and finding out how expensive big green egg parts are.
Parts is parts. Pieces parts.
Yeah. See, I originally went to go get grill top. The thing had rusted away. I found the grill top. It was in the bottom of the egg.
Oh, it was.
Is it about 700 pieces?
It was a rust dust.
Yes. But so I went to Lowe's, go pick one up, and I was like, I can't find the right size. Had to go to Ace Hardware. $70. Ouch.
That's some expensive barbecue you're doing there, boy.
Yeah, it is. It is. But,
well, if you're up and you have used it, haven't you?
I have. Yeah, it only cost me $100 so I could use it.
What a bargain!
I know.
You could have eaten it Ruth Chris.
I could have bought a brand new barbecue grill for that.
It wouldn't have been this cool though.
It would not have been. But got some music going. We'll be right back after our half-hour break.
Welcome back into DragRace Central. We thank goodness we've got some great listeners and partners in here. Rick Pennington just texted me that is the Versa series going on up at Huntsville. It's
Versa series.
450 dragsters and 470 door cars is what that is. That has turned out to be a big deal, and I hope it continues. We get the Corvette up and running, and I may try some of the 470 stuff now. It's a lot faster. I thought 530 is the fastest I've ever been.
Yeah. So not only are you gonna have to start going in the fours, but then you gotta start doing it as a bracket race.
And yeah, against a bunch of other guys who are doing
who's
this.
already done it before.
But I promise my learning curve is going to be a little bit steep. Of course, we got a really good car now.
Yes.
And of course, the 55 was great, but this is a whole different animal.
A different level of good.
So we may. I'm gonna run it on the motor quite a few times before I ever try the nitrous. So anyway, that's.
I'll say this: you're the only guy I know who can match race himself.
Yeah, there you go. Well, if I had a son who'd come to races, we got 2 tow vehicles now, 2 trailers, and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's go out to a caller. Good morning.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Look, if I was any better, it'd be 2 of me.
I know that you was going to come up with something when I said that.
Well, hey, look, Keith, it's hard to be humble. You're perfect in every way.
Who's saying that?
Yeah, there used to be a song.
Well, it is a song.
That's it. It's been a while since it. I would sing it to you, but I better not do that. I want to stay on the air.
Well, yeah, I don't want to lose you right now.
Yeah, but that was a pretty good song.
It was Mac Davis.
Oh, yes, it
Mac
was.
Davis.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, what's going on?
I was going to call y'all last week, but me and my nephew and my little great nephew was over at Camp Simataga. Now you know where that's at, don't you? In Gallant.
I have heard of it. Where is it?
Well, it's in Gallant. Well, it's really in St. Clair County, but they call it Gallant.
Oh, okay.
It's a Methodist, church thing,
and
it's got the big lake there.
Oh, okay.
And fishing, and we were fishing, and I leaned over, and my phone was in my shirt pocket, and
it went swimming.
It did. Yeah. It sure did.
That'll happen.
Yeah. And me and the guy, operator there, just answered the phone. I told him, I said, they can do everything nowadays. Won't they invent a pouch to put that thing in that'll float in water?
Well, they call that a baggie.
Well, yeah. So, but yeah, it kind of made me upset, And my little great nephew, Uncle Keith. I said, don't worry about it. I said, the fish can make a phone call now.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, so when we got through fishing that afternoon, I went back by, and that girl said, "You were just here the other day, I paid your phone bill." I said, "Yeah, but it's in the bottom of the lake now in Gallant. I need a new phone and a new SIM card, everything." That was an expensive fishing trip.
Yeah, I understand. I try not to. Of course, my thing is, I have in my pocket. I'm not dropping. What if I fall in the water?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we were sitting in the boat, and I was sitting in the front, in the middle of it, and JJ was sitting in the center, and Jeremy was at the back of it. So, but it just, I didn't catch no fish for about 2 hours after that, because I didn't have my mind on what I was doing.
That's why it's called fishing and not catching.
Well, that's true. You don't release them when you don't catch them.
Well, it's about going out and hanging out with your buddies out on the lake, and the fish. I catch a lot of fish. I really do. But you go up to the grocery store, and the ones I catch are already cleaned in a pack.
Yeah, that's true. Don't take long to get them ready when you get home to cook them.
Oh no. Yeah, we fished a lot. I still enjoy. And my big thing is little farm ponds. I would prefer a farm pond over a gigantic lake.
There's a guy there in Gallant. I'm not going to call no names, but he's got a lake there at his house. Good gracious, it's been there for years and years and years and years and years. It's got every kind of fish in the world in that thing. And you talking about some big old bass in that thing, crappie and blue channel catfish and stuff. Oh, they're there. And I'm talking big ones. Yeah. So, but I don't want to mention it because he just don't let just everybody fish in it.
Well, you can't. There's a liability.
Yeah, that's true.
There's liability if somebody on your property get hurt. It's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're being stupid.
Yeah. Well, where we fish at right there, it's right in his backyard.
Okay.
His yard just runs right off into the lake. So.
Well, like deer hunting. I don't go deer hunting. I'm glad there's a lot of people do that. That's a good thing. But it kind of takes it out for me. I'll be down in the basement working on cars, and a deer will walk past the door. they'll kind of look at me and walk off.
Yeah. Well, the other house I lived in over there, I had deer, raccoon, squirrels, plus coyotes too.
Oh,
now the deer would come in about dusty dark in the front yard or backyard, just eating. We'd throw stuff out there for them to eat on too. So, and my nephews, I said, just be real quiet. I said they'll just stand around, walk around, and eat.
Well,
go ahead.
I was at Walmart one night, and I'm wandering around there, and I saw a bag of deer corn. Well, I feed animals, and I'm not going to shoot them.
Yeah.
But anyway, because if I ate them, hey, I'd blast them babies. But anyway, I bought this. It's probably 25 or 50 pounds. It's a big old bag of corn. So I went down and off down the side of my yard and poured that corn out. I'll get to watch the deer. Well, sure enough, they come walking out of the woods, walked across the corn, over into the grass, started eating grass. I thought, well, why didn't they eat the corn? Well, one of the neighbors was working on his cars at the shop, and he, I took him home. I said, hey, what about them deer? He said, man, I feed them things all the time. Well, it turns out everybody in the neighborhood feeds them. So if they come up, they're not hungry.
Yeah.
So that's still lots of fun. I like to watch them things come through the yard.
Well, up at Leesburg, where we used to fish up there, and then down to at Conservation Lake, early in the mornings, you could see them things on the side of the bank. The duck, doe, and the fawns and stuff playing around, come to get water. When I when I was able to see, when they come to the water like that, I'd just quit fishing. I just sat there and watch them. Sometimes it'd be about an hour or so, then they'd trot off, and I'd go back to fishing, which I love to watch them little fawns play around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, kids are kids, whether it's animals or humans. They get out, just get out playing.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, that's a lot of stuff. Well, are you going to be able to come to the Gassers this year? So, it's a month from this weekend. A month from today.
We can get tickets, yeah.
I don't know.
I done told somebody to mark his calendar on the 7th.
Okay. I haven't got with Todd to see if there's going to be any free tickets available this year or not. They're over in Shelby, North Carolina this weekend.
Yeah.
But we'll give him. Hopefully we'll have some. But hey, we don't ever know.
Well, that's true. How's he doing with his racing this year?
I think he's spending a lot of money.
Yeah, now I know he's spending money.
He was having a problem. We had a test and tune last weekend. Because he was up there with a double X car. These cars, hey, they're professional. They do a great job. But this thing, for some reason, he would dump the clutch. These things are, there's no rev limiters. Whatever your valve springs will handle is how hard they turn them. But he would let go of the clutch. And they use what's called a slider clutch. Years ago, and freight truck use them, a puck clutch. It's P-U-C-K. It's these three slithered brass pucks, and when you let the clutch out, by gosh, it's out. Yeah. Well, they won't slip, but the trouble is driveline breakage is a real problem. So these slipper clutches, when you let go of them, they'll grab over over half a second or 3/4. I mean, there's a period of time so it doesn't snatch the driveline so bad, and the car is more controllable. So anyway, he would dump the clutch. They run them up to, I think he leaves about 7,800 RPM, between 7,000 and 8,000 anyway. Sidestep the clutch, and this thing takes off, but it would bog, and the engine would bog, and then it would recover. And once it recovered, it ran normally all the way down the track, through second, third, and fourth gear. But he was struggling. They were working on it, trying to get all that mess out of it. Ken Rainwater, he had his he was doing fine, but Ken will swap motor just to see how fast the other one is. Now they spend a lot of time on the dyno, but that 8th mile dyno is the real deal. So he was on his
Okay.
second motor change. They showed up with a motor in the car, and they changed motors as of yesterday 2 times. That is Ken Rainwater did in the Renegade car. That boy shows up to win. He don't show up just to play.
I know. I could tell when you had him on the radio.
Yes, sir. But he is. Hey, Todd's just as serious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, all these guys are. You know, first year the Gasser started. Todd and there's 2 or 3 of them were really. You know, Todd's raced for a long time. They're really good. The next year, there were a few of them, and then some more people kind of coming along. But this is the 3rd or 4th year. There's no ducks left. Everybody shows up to the line, can do the business.
Yeah.
So that is 1 month away. We're excited about that guys coming here. You know, this is the only one in the state. This year we had Huntsville and Last Mountain last year.
Yeah. Yeah. I like old Todd. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. We cut up a whole bunch when we were around each other. And I got to say good morning to the snack lady. Her and William, her husband, were at the track. They got Voodoo out. They broke a rear end, and I fixed him up with a rear end out of my old Lamborghini, and he got it up and operating. What you got, Landon?
I'm just imagining how much overkill that has to be.
What?
What did you give him? The strange?
Yes, the whole strange.
Yeah,
well,
that's a bit overkill.
Well,
it'll hold together. It's important.
The problem is over.
Yeah,
I don't care what he does to his car now. Rear end's going to be fine.
Yep, it'll be fine.
And that's what you want. From good stuff to great stuff is only a couple of $100. Shoot, you got to get the great stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
If money's a problem, wait a couple of weeks. Keep saving your money. But anyway, they've got Voodoo up and operating again. Has she texted you this morning?
Not yet.
Donna, wake up. Donna Hurley. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, I'm going to try her snacks this time because last time I picked them up, but I never did eat none.
Yeah.
Yeah. I left them, just put them back down.
Uh-oh. Well, she'll fix
I
us
done
up.
found out don't do that.
Oh. Well, some people don't appreciate it.
Well, I mean, I was just kidding, in which, I was standing there with a drink in my hand, and I had 3 or 4 packs of them, whatever it was there on the table, and I just put them back down. We got to talking, and I forgot all about it.
Oh.
Walked off and forgot them. Yeah.
Oh, well, you wasn't real hungry. But anyway, they do a good job. We always enjoyed being around that man and wife up there at the track, and William come down and turn the nitrous on for me. I finally tried the nitrous on the 55. The problem is where I've got it set. You get strapped in the car, you can't reach it. So he came, opened up, and got the nitrous turned on for me. And I will not turn it on until I get the engine fired up in case there's a leak.
Yeah.
If there's a leak when you hit the ignition switch, you need another carburetor because it's a moonshot.
Okay.
It can be.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what we got going.
All righty then. Well, listen, gentlemen, I know y'all are busy, and Landon there, he's probably got his noodles down by the time we've been talking.
No noodles today.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey, they're sitting here. He has not.
I don't like those kind.
Oh, okay.
I changed my mind. I'd rather just starve.
Well, now look, I buy the shrimp ramen noodles.
Shrimp and beef, great. Chicken, sure.
Well, I know you like the beef. I was at Walmart the other night. I said, that boy needs some more ramen noodles. Look, there was not a shrimp one in the thing there.
Yep. Shrimp, chicken,
no
beef,
scrimps.
All good.
So I'll have to, if there's no shrimp, I'll have to get you some beef.
That sounds good.
Hey, you can't let the boy get hungry.
No, he might get ill.
You look under. His eyes look a little peaked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting pale.
I think that boy be all right. He down to 27 meals a day.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah,
that's all.
And skinny.
Yeah, he's cut back in. Yeah.
Well, it's pre-breakfast, breakfast, post-breakfast, pre-lunch, midday snack.
Yeah.
He goes on and on and on.
Then a big supper before he goes to bed.
And a Diet Coke.
And a Diet Coke, okay.
I drink some water. No diet drinks.
Diet drinks bad for you.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you calling.
All right, y'all take care and have a good one. I'll holler at you later.
All
Thank
right,
you, sir.
That's Mr. Keith from up in Altoona, Alabama. Is it about time for us to make noise?
It's about time. You saying about how Ken Rainwater's serious about winning and all that stuff, but there's one problem. You said he was Renegade, not VP. Use VP if you're serious.
That's it. He uses C25. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about some VP
when we come back.
That's right. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back into DragRace Central. Landon, we need to talk about some VP fuel.
That's right.
Got lots and lots of stuff going on with VP.
They're expanding. They're always got great products. They're expanding, and yeah, it's good for them.
We talked about Ken Rainwater. He uses C25. And there's, we kind of, there's different grades and we call them flavors, but
yeah.
But there's he uses a C25, and I'm not sure exactly what that's for, but apparently it's working for him because being number one in his slot, whatever he's doing is working. So
that's
you
right.
Continue. There's the fuel for your off-road your lawn equipment.
Right.
Got that. You start in Race World. You got the E85, X85.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much the same ones as spec fuel. C16, X16, same thing. They're basically the same fuels with some small changes. 110, C23, 25. There's some T fuels for motorcycles.
Right.
I know they got one for the little T50, or the two strokes.
Mm-hmm.
It wakes them rascals up.
That's cool.
Little two-stroke fuel. So just whatever.
Does it make them sound any better?
You can't make a two-stroke sound any better. A two-stroke with a silencer sound. Well, look, in my world, there's P51 Mustang engine. There's a Pro Mod idling,
right,
and a two-stroke wide open throttle. That's the same noises for me. Pure heaven.
I thought you were talking about that noise the Porsche makes when you about 95.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole car.
Yeah,
92 miles an hour.
92 for you. Yeah.
The wind noise, the gear noise, and the engine at 92. Everything kind of comes together.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, here's another sound. Two cars, especially let's say two small blocks go down the track. One takes off, the other takes off. They get going. At some point down there, the engines kind of get in sync.
Yes.
And it's kind of a harmony. I thought, that was kind of neat. Now, Todd and his group, they're kind of hard on theirs. I don't know if there's a lot of symphony. They're beating and banging those gears like mad.
Yep.
But you can hear those things get it in, I guess, the same RPM. You're just getting a symphony.
That's right. But back to VP, several locations. So many locations.
So many. And they're growing bigger and bigger.
We have Off-Road Connections, Gardendale Performance, Dodge City Collisions, NVS Auto, DG Motorsports, Capital City Motorsports, Holiday Raceway, Laster Mountain, and Bayleton Dragway.
That is a mouthful.
It's a lot more than before, I'll say that.
And keep buying some fuel. We because Rick and I have discussed this several times. As far as horsepower, there will be horsepower differences.
Yes.
But really, what you're doing with the good fuel is protecting your incredible investment.
Right. Make sure you're not hurting something.
You put some inferior fuel in there. I've seen them break the main webs out of a block. Detonation's bad.
Yes.
We heard for years, my valves are rattling. Well, that's not actually the noise. The fuel ignites, and the piston rocking back and forth in the bore is the noise you're hearing, and it's similar to taking a sledgehammer hitting the top of a piston. That's what kind of stuff's going on inside the motor when you hear that valve rattling. So make sure you on a V6 Buick, Landon,
mm-hmm.
working at Steel City O's when the computer command control came out.
Right.
I could walk up to the dispatcher and get me my next job, I could close my eyes and say, "Ping surge and hesitate." Pull it out and look at it. It said, "Ping surge and hesitate." A V6 Buick will rattle. I mean, awful. For 15, 20 years, won't hurt it. Now, you put that on a good motor. Of course, that thing didn't have but 85 horsepower. It'd be all right. It's not good for it, but anyway.
Is the same way with the Hondas? If somebody complains about a noise, you can almost 99% guarantee it's going to be valve adjustment, because there's just apparently the
mechanical lifter, the mechanical thing need to be adjusted.
Every one of them's out. I don't know why.
Huh. Well, they don't maintain them. The cars are so good, they just forget about it.
Yeah.
On Honda four-wheelers, they used to say if your Honda four-wheeler's making noise, if you look to your right, there's a Polaris sitting there. That's what's making noise.
That's fine. Hey, we also got our friends out there at City Auto Sales. They have a super large inventory.
Hadn't heard from Chris if they sold that last Corvette or they got some more of them in. Maybe he'll give us a call and let us know what's going on.
He's in the market for an 04 6-speed.
No, I'm not.
And then
no.
He also needed an automatic transmission.
No. Landon wants
I want you to
a
have
6-speed that he's going to pay for.
Yeah.
With his money.
Yeah.
This is a plan.
That doesn't sound like
the daddy ATM is closed.
Look, you're
it's
getting
out
a
of
Corvette
service.
out of this. You're getting a Corvette out of this. I just get a transmission.
I'm getting a Corvette out of it.
Yeah.
But if I do the paying, where's the value?
You get a Corvette.
I got a Corvette.
You get one you can drive.
I'm going to drive it.
You gonna drive that Corvette?
With no transmission.
You going to drive that Corvette to Walmart?
No.
Exactly. We got to have one you can show off.
Landon, if I get a Corvette and you steal the transmission out of it, tell me how this is going to work. Don't worry, Dad, it'll be fine.
Look, you still got a turbo 400 in there somewhere, don't you?
A 350.
There you go. Bolted up to an LS motor, you'd be great. Hey, we'll talk about City Auto Sales when we come back, I guess.
That's it.
We go.
We got a little music in the background, but maybe Chris will give us a call and talk about what they've got going on. $3.5 million worth of inventory at 3075 Allison Bonnet Memorial Drive. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back in to DragRace Central. Landon, I had a devastating thing happen around the house this week.
What's that?
I was doing some work on carburetor and had some gas in a bowl. Had sitting out in the driveway, and a neighborhood house cat come over and licked gas. This thing took off like a shot around the house about 3 times, and Russell just flopped over.
Right?
He wasn't dead. He's out of gas.
He's out of gas.
That's just wrong. You knew that was coming, didn't you?
I did.
Anyway, we need to talk about some racing.
That's right.
We were talking about a VP Racing Fuel, and the cat would have been going really fast, wouldn't he?
No, safely.
Oh yeah. When he fell over, it wouldn't have hurt him.
That's right.
Today we've got the big bracket race going on in down at Capital City.
That's right.
That's in Montgomery. It's a $100,000 race today. I saw on Facebook this morning Ben had posted the 50,000. They were down to 5 cars in it, and I don't know what time it was. But I just saw that post, and I don't know if they split. If they split it 5 or just exactly what went on.
They made it down to 5.
They were at 5 cars.
So that don't make sense about that.
But that's
somebody's been getting a buy round almost every round.
Somebody was going to get a buy.
Yeah.
But anyway, we pull a buy. Let's pull a buy. See who gets it. If I've got the buy, I won't be splitting at 5. I might split at 3, but I won't split at 5 because I know I'm going to get more money. But anyway, at 5 it'd be $10,000 a piece. Pretty good payday.
Yeah.
Especially when you're just going there and doing it for fun. But anyway, they'll be running for $100,000 today. That's pretty good money.
That's pretty good money. Yeah.
And these guys, dead on. They'll have a better than a 510 light and dead on. So they'll have a 5 to 11 package. My goodness, and there's not one. There's on and on and on.
That's right.
So they'll be going on.
And then, hey, there's another 50,000 tomorrow.
That's right. That's going to be a good one. So if they win that, and somebody on Thursday won a free entry into the million.
Potentially somebody could have won 200,000 this weekend.
Yeah. Well, if you're not there, there's a 100% chance you're not going to get it.
That's right.
I won the. Going to Georgia, I did not buy lottery tickets.
What a shame. Can't win if you don't play.
Well, I mean, I won. I still got my $5.
Yeah. I don't even know what the Mega Million's at right now.
I don't know. Best I saw wasn't but 30 or 40 million. When it gets to a bunch of money,
yeah.
I'll play it. But 30 or 40 million ain't worth the trouble.
No, I'm not worried about it. Not worth my gas to go back and get it.
Yeah.
Gotta drive to the Capitol. What a shame.
I know it. I wish Larry Cable guy said somebody told him, he said, man, I wish it was 280 million. Boy, I could use that money. I said, good Lord, what kind of trouble you in? Takes 280 million to
solve your problems.
Man,
yeah,
you
in some debt.
You've been in some trouble.
That's right.
Anyway, that's going on. Hopefully, look and see if I-22 has posted whether or not they're going to have theirs today or not.
Oh.
We got Bayleton's got one going on, Holiday Beach. Jake's has a test and tune today. The Mountain will be test and tune tomorrow. You don't see where they posted yet?
Not yet.
Okay, well it is still kind of early in the morning.
It is only 7:07.
Well, yeah, but it is 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I told you about
on a Saturday.
I told you about the two ladies who used to do stuff for ESPN. They were at Charlotte Motor Speedway early in the morning in the campground. Apparently camping's really big at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Okay.
They're walking around interviewing people, and this guy cooking breakfast, he had a beer. She said, You're drinking? He says, well, it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I guess
it's not like it's an unreasonable time.
Man.
No, really, this guy's already where he had to be for the weekend.
Yeah, it don't matter, I guess.
Yeah, what else is he going to do?
I guess so. That won't work for me.
No.
Jake's is testing tune. The Mountain will be testing tune tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Late night street fight going on next Saturday night.
Okay.
If you hadn't had an opportunity to go to that.
Be Easter weekend.
Easter's on Sunday, so.
Easter weekend.
Yep.
Because some people are getting off on for the holidays.
On Good Friday. A lot of people do get off Good Friday.
I'm getting off Good Friday and Easter Monday.
Are you?
Yep. I took off Monday, but they gave us off Friday.
Okay. Well, you know something else that happens after Good Friday.
What's that?
It's okay to plant your gardens.
That's right.
No, there should not be any frost after Good Friday.
Unfortunately, I'm too far behind to get it.
You're not going to plant a garden?
No, I'd have to till, seed, and everything here soon.
Yeah.
Like this week.
Well, if you look at your seed packages, it tells you how many days. Like 63 days.
Right.
Anyway, so you just want to make sure you have enough time to before it comes frost again.
Yeah.
Or it gets so hot it burns your stuff up.
That's right.
Hey,
look, if somebody gets me a tractor, it's been easy.
Well, we're working on that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, get you a tractor. Get me a tractor that you can use.
That's even better.
Well, it's like having a motorhome.
That means if it breaks, it's not my problem.
Well, a motorhome. You don't need a motorhome. You need a buddy with a motorhome.
That's right.
That's even better.
That's why everybody wants a friend with a car trailer, but nobody wants one.
Well, a car trailer and a lift. You get all the friends you want.
And all the friends you never wanted. Yep.
They come over and the lift will be tied up for 3 weeks.
Yep.
Because they get it up in the air and lose interest. You let that rascal down, hook a chain to it, and pull it out in the yard. Why'd you put my car out? Well, it's been here 3 weeks. Oh, okay. That was not very nice. The 55. Right. We talked about how we went up to testing team last weekend at
Last Mountain Dragway.
Smooth, straight, So I figured after I made a couple of passes, it's time to turn the nitrous on. So sure enough, turned it on and got down. And my buddy Wheaty is the guy that runs the starting line. Wheaty, love him to death. He just does, not in that special way, by the way. Great guy. I had to throw that in, didn't I?
Yeah, you got to make sure. Now he comes from a prestigious legacy. Comes from Bama Dragway.
Yep. Matter of fact, live up the hill toward Jasper. Go up the top of that hill and turn left. That's where he lives in that area.
Okay.
So he one of the problems with the 55, you can't the side picture out the window, you can't tell if you're straight or not.
Yeah.
So if somebody motions
you,
you,
the seat was crooked.
No, even when I drove this thing for rerun, you can't tell if you're straight or not. So Wheaty, I love him to death. He does a good job.
Great guy.
He will line you up so crooked, and I don't know. I'm not sure what his deal is, but he's gonna line you up pointed toward the wall. So I got out and hit the nitrous, and boy, I started going toward the wall. Something terrible. I got off of it. Of course, fortunately I understand that the gas pedal has two positions, wide open and idle. So I got off of it and came back around, and John Leonard's up there. I said, John, would you line me up? Biggest thing, I can do it myself, but if nobody's with me, Wheaty will just wear me out.
Yeah.
So sure enough, John went down there, and I was able to make a pass. But got up. These motors start making good power. Above 5,000 RPM, it gets making real good power.
Right.
Well, on nitrous, it started spinning. The torque converter worked great. It had PTC BMU converter, works great. But it got up and I rattled the tires in top of low gear. So I made a couple passes. It's just test and tune prepared track is probably not where you need to apply this kind of power. And there was cars up there faster, but when you hit the nitrous, it's just such a torque spike on the back wheels. They didn't appreciate it a bit.
I believe you.
So I believe a shock adjustment. It's got the QA1 double adjustables on it. I believe a shock adjustment. I can make that problem go away.
Right.
But tomorrow, I hope the Corvette comes out. Those are my intentions.
Pulling the gloves off, I see.
No, I'm putting gloves on, and neck restraint, and all the fire equipment.
Yeah.
I'm not taking squat off. But anyway, I hope I can. Sometime this afternoon, I'm gonna fire it up and let it run through a deal. I've already changed oil, and I made me a pre-luber. Got that done. It's pretty. You hadn't seen it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's the reason I've never thrown anything away. I said, there's got to be a sprocket around here I can use. I found one. It's the same tooth count and everything as the belt off of the dry sump. Put in a right angle drive, made me a mandrel. It works perfect. So you can pull the trigger on the drill, pump you some more pressure up, you good to go.
That'd be good.
One of the things I've got to do, Jason Guthrie and his dad come up with a heating pad for the dry sump. So I'm going to put a heating pad on the dry. So I got to need some springs or some safety wire or something to put it on there. It'll heat the tank up and get the oil warm before you ever crank the motor up, which is the right thing to do. These, motors are kind of expensive in these things. You don't want to tear it up. Running it hard is not a matter of if it tears up. It's when it tears up. You just don't want it to do real bad.
Right.
Because you'll damage them. You'll damage them here every now and then. Something will happen. You just don't want it to kill it.
Right.
It'd be KILT. Be kilt. Be kilting it.
Done kilt it.
Yeah. Don't want to do that. What have you got over there?
See, we got a raised drive shafts located at 1417 Decatur Highway in Fultondale, Alabama. Give me a call in at 256-572-7485. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Make custom drive shafts to your needs, specifications, even if you don't think it's a custom. But so you need one for your, I don't know, 92 Buick. I don't think those have drive shafts. I think they have half shafts.
Well, Hey, right. It don't do a lot of half shafts. That's the axles.
Yeah.
But drive shaft for razors, for a giraffe, which is a right-of-way cutting machine.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably ever seen the thing. You didn't know what you was looking at. Got about a 4-foot or 5-foot saw blade on the end up. That thing runs up and down, trims trees. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, but my side-by-side guys, I'm sure y'all all know how much those drive shafts cost.
You
might
break
as well,
them
might as
regular.
well go get a good one.
That's right.
And no reason to buy more than one, just to buy one good one.
How about a spare?
See if you can get like a Baker's dozen or something like that. It's cheaper by the dozen, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It'd be easier to,
If I order 12 at a time, you think you'll give me a discount?
easier to rig them up because it's already rigged. All you got to do is put the parts up there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more to it than that. But anyway, you got all your drive shaft needs. You know, I did hear him say one that he cannot do. That's the Hellcat. Is got some kind of odd piece on it, and the lady had run over something and broke one. She said, I need a drive shaft. He said, okay, what you got? He said, nope, can't do this. She said, well, I think he said $14,000. It was some crazy number at dealership. They won't, so whatever it was thousands of dollars for a drive shaft. He said, well, I can't make them. There's just no parts available.
Jeez.
Yep. It has I'm sure it has one of them Gubo clutches and a wobble shaft, whatever it is.
Hang on. Can you make me something that works? You might not be able to make me the factory one, but can you make me one that?
Yeah, make this problem go away.
Yeah.
Where
I don't have to spend $14,000.
And I don't remember exactly, but the numbers were like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't believe I want one of those.
No, just tell me a solid drive shaft in it for that.
It got to work.
Yeah, you find something to work.
Adapter kit from J.C. Whitney.
Adapter kit from Razor Drive Shaft.
I guess you could do that.
Yep.
But that's the only thing I've ever heard him say that he couldn't do.
Carbon fiber.
And he does not do aluminum.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Aluminum is a. You ever seen an inside of an aluminum drive shaft?
Yes.
What'd you see?
It was peeled back. That's why I saw the inside of it.
Full of cardboard.
Really?
Folded up cardboard inside of that's the factory ones.
Oh yeah. I've seen some aluminum drive. I've seen the inside of aluminum drive shaft that exploded.
Yeah. But this had cardboard in them, and I don't know if it does away with harmonics or dampens the harmonics or does away with a teeny sound. But it's just it's good old cardboard water folded up and stuck in there.
Yeah.
You see all kind of stuff like
Get
that.
rid of the harmonics and vibrations. If it works, it works.
Well, sometimes Pawpaw don't like his car to vibrate and hum. You know why cars hum?
What's that?
They don't know the words.
That's fair. That is fair.
Jake's got a testing tune today. I don't know when their first race will be up there. You know, the round track. All the round track guys are up and operating also.
They are. Huntsville's got a open track and car meet tomorrow.
Okay.
So that'll be their Sunday event.
Yeah,
Baylison's got their. Last week was their first of their weekly.
Who's this?
Baylison.
Oh, okay.
Last week was their first week of their weekly bracket race series.
So they got that going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think Steele is opened up for some testing tune tomorrow. Ryan Harmark said he was going to take one of his cars.
Well, they got 2 weeks till the Duck X will be in town.
Yeah, it's Steele they have spent a bunch of money and redid the return road and all that. But we're going to talk more about Steele when we come back. We'll be right back on Drag Race Central. Welcome back into Drag Race Central. And then let me do some real radio show stuff. 7:23 on this Saturday morning, April 9th. I'm looking outside and I see some bright sun. What do you think about let's go into a caller?
Let's do that.
Good morning.
Good morning, Randall. Good morning, Landon.
The Fultondale Flasher. No, I mean Flash. I'm sorry.
Watch out now. One to get you a rest, and one you can sign autographs with. So let's take it easy on
So
that.
which one's which? You know, I keep a Sharpie in my pocket just in case somebody wants something signed, but the thing dry rotted. Nobody wanted anything.
Well, good morning. Hopefully all that'll change and when we get that Corvette going. So congratulations on getting your battery. I hope you had a good trip yesterday.
Well, it was actually Thursday.
Thursday, okay.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good trip. And everybody needs an opportunity to go over to Summit and take a look around. That's just amazing. You open up a page of their catalog. It's on that aisle. As you change pages, you just change aisle. Everything in the catalog, or just about everything in the catalog, is on the shelf.
Yeah. It sounds like a good trip to go on one day. But that being said, I'm glad you got your battery back, and hopefully you say you got it installed now. It is installed.
Oh my gosh! Hey, Chris, I am so awesome.
Okay.
That thing hangs. I think whoever it's a. I forgot who the chassis builder was, but they hung a battery from the ceiling on a string and built the car around it.
Is that what they did? I wasn't Tim McCain's car, wasn't it?
I thought Moody.
Moody.
Right. Yeah.
Mooney. That's right. I want to build Scotty Cannon's cars stuff a lot of times.
Nice piece. But the battery was hung from a string, and they built this whole car around it. So getting the battery out of it was special. It had I pulled the old battery out. It was a turbo start, which it's a 16-volt battery and all that stuff. When I pulled it out, of course, you're laying on your back under the car, and you have to lower it down, to where you can handle it. I set it beside. I looked at the battery, and it's about 1.5 inches shorter than the excess battery that I bought. And I looked up that hole. There's no way there's enough room for this battery to go in there. I done spent several $100s and drove to Atlanta and back. It's just like, man, I don't know. So got my tape measure out and did some measuring. It fit. Oh man, I was just about depressed. But I did get it in there, and but I don't know if you heard say I actually read the directions or suggestions as we call it in the car world. I put it on battery charge. I'm gonna let it charge up and do its thing before I ever crank it up. So I'm not sure. I didn't read all the directions, how long you're supposed to let it charge, but I did plug it in.
Good. So today's the day we're going to hear some noise?
Going to make noise today.
All right.
Jason Guthrie just texted me. He's going to come over sometime. We're going to download MSD's program on my laptop where we can check all the settings in the computer system.
Oh, okay. What is it? What computer is in there?
I don't know.
Red?
It's a yellow one. It's the MSD. It's like a 7531 or a 30, something like that. It's a programmable. Jason knows all about it, and it's got a computer lead laid in the floor. You just reach in there and grab a handful of wire and plug it in the computer and make all your adjustments.
All right.
So Jason knows about it. Thank goodness we got buddies who are smart.
There you go. Hey, we'll figure it out. Only thing is, I think usually get the basic settings in it, and we'll be able to hopefully cranks up today, and if everything goes well, y'all gonna try and run it tomorrow, or what?
My intentions are to make a pass in it tomorrow.
All right. Well, I hope everything goes well. I'll do my best to kind of get it in your area and check things out. Well, it's going to be very interesting and exciting.
Well, my learning curve, I know, is going to be pretty steep.
Oh, hell.
Because, I say that only because of the speed of the car. It's so much faster than anything I've ever been in. But this thing, I crawled up under it. It's got a fabricated rear end, and I thought, man alive, this thing is awesome.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've looked under it.
Well, there you go. I guess while you was there, it took you time and it'll check everything out. That would be a good thing to do. But it is a wishbone set up under the suspension. I guess you got to check that out.
I didn't get it. Well, it's got 2.5 acres of tire under it.
Oh my goodness.
I did not jack it up because I didn't see the rest of it.
Oh, okay. The batteries were enough to get in there to begin with.
Holy smoke. Laying on my back, and I measured it's 24, 25 inches off of the ground. And there's an 1.5 inch lip. You have to pick it up and slide it out to get over the lip. It just, the gift just kept on giving.
Yeah. My the Corvette we used to run had twin batteries in the back of it, and it was the same deal. You had to crawl up under it and lift them off out of that holder and drop them down. It was just enough room just to get them things out of there. And them batteries had enough weight already. Like say, you had to scoot up under there and set them on your chest and pump them up there, and they just didn't fit in. They had to wiggle their way in there, and the chassis builder, built them things very tight and not really to be swapping in and out on a whim. That's for sure. But,
Chris, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about, and I've got a half-hour break. Won't you call back right after the break? We'll finish this up because hard break. I have no choice on it.
All right. See ya.
All right. Welcome back to DragRace Central. We were talking to our buddy Chris Rogers, and we end up. The way this deal works, top and bottom of the hours are hard breaks. We have no choice. When the music comes on, you actually got 40 seconds to do your business. And, Landon, as you know, every now and then I get talking and won't stop. Well, this computer will stop for you.
It sure will.
Right in the middle of a thought, and it gets really quiet.
He said, "See ya," and that was the end of it.
But our floating breaks, which are quarter-hour breaks, you have a little bit of leeway on those. If you got something going, you can wait a minute or two.
That's right. Certainly, that leads to why our last segment is so much shorter than all the rest of them. Yeah, we already said we were saying all the things we could,
and just run out of something.
Yep.
We hadn't talked about something that's near and dear to your heart.
That's right.
And this is
it's a very emotional moment for me.
Emotional, yeah, it's emotional. What else? Give me some more words.
What are we eating for breakfast?
Oh yeah, what are we having for breakfast?
Yeah.
That's it. Well, our choices will be a lot more if you'll do the paying. I'll come up with a really, really good place if you'll pay. Huh?
It's good.
No?
No.
So we'll just have to go.
We go hungry.
Now, Landon, let me tell you, I got some right here in front of me, lime chili flavor with shrimp ramen noodles.
And you notice I've been going hungry.
You rejected them.
I sure did.
Let's go out to a caller. Hello.
Hey, it's me again.
Is that you, Ethel? I got the full flasher on the radio with us. No, it's the flash. I was just messing with you.
There you go. Fultondale Flash. The one and only.
Not
the flasher.
Yeah. But we were up there last Sunday afternoon, and what a beautiful day that is at Laster Mountain. What a beautiful day to be at the track. Did your car do okay?
Yeah, we finally kind of got it to do what we wanted it to do. It seemed like the track from Montgomery to Laster Mountain, some things changed on it. We don't know if it was the car or if it was just a difference in the tracks and where they're located at. But
and density, altitude, and some other stuff like that.
Right, and so we messed around with it, and we kind of got it back where we felt we were comfortable with it. But it was making good passes, and it was slow about doing the dialing in where we want it to be. But it finally got there, and so we're good with it. I think we're ready to go. We're planning on doing Montgomery this coming up weekend. They're going to do some index racing and some heads-up racing up there, and we're planning on going in that. And plus, those street outlaw guys are going to be up there this coming weekend also.
I knew there was something I had forgotten to say. But Street Outlaws, No Prep Kings, is that what it is?
They're going to do one Texas versus, I guess, Memphis type race or something like that. And
it's New Orleans. Bobby Ducote and but anyway, this is going to have a Street Outlaws type deal.
Yeah. So we're planning on going all over for that, and plus, they're doing that points, so we're into that points chase over there. So we're going to do our best to try and keep some points going in there as long as we can. And that's where if you show up, you get so many points, and for every many rounds you get points. So
now, I think we're going to go back down the outlaw race. I think I'm going to go down to it.
Right, and that's the following weekend after that, and I hope to get with you on that. And if you get off your plans on that, I'm going to try and meet up with you down there for the race too. We're going to do our best to try and make both of them.
Well, going down on Friday, I get my choice of parking spots.
Yeah.
Did you like where I parked last time?
It was good. Yeah.
So I'll try to get in the same place or the same general area. We were close to the snack bar, close to everything. Of course, with the motorhome, you got snacks with you, so that works out pretty well.
Right. Maybe the weather will be a little bit more favorable by then. But next time, we're going to crash your motorhome.
You should.
Time if we got to. But it was a great setup. We was able to park behind you. Your motorhome was so big, we kept us in the shade the whole time. So we liked every bit of it.
Well, I told you, you don't need a motorhome. You need a buddy with a motorhome.
There you go.
Saves you a lot of money.
Yeah. So you're my best friend when we get down there.
No doubt. Well, you knew that it was available to you, but even Karen, your sister, decided, no, I'll be all right.
Yeah, poor girl.
Well, she just hadn't learned to take over yet.
Yeah, she. Don't you worry. The next time around, she'll probably be taking you up on it.
She'll figure it out. It'll be all right.
Yeah. But that being said, hopefully we all get some racing in and try and bring home some money next time we go out. That's the goal.
Well, I want to set up for one of them. Whether today's $100,000 one, I wonder if all them other dang competitors wasn't there, I'd have a better chance at winning.
If you can pay them off to stay at home, you could do it.
Or maybe lose their car keys or something.
But yeah, that's a big race down there, and man, goodness, 3 days. What was the total if you won all 3 days?
$200,000.
$200,000. Man, you could take at least a week off from work or better if you got that kind of money. Wouldn't you be able to do it?
You'd hope so. Well, Chris, if I won that money, you know what I'd do with it?
Put it back in the race car?
No, I'd split it in two. The first $100,000 I'd spend on wine, women, and song. The other part I'd just waste it.
Oh, okay. Got your priorities right then, didn't you?
But yeah, I shouldn't do that. That wasn't very nice.
So, but yeah, last month we had a good time up there last weekend.
Yes, you did.
Got with a Camaro. Good to see that he finally got it together. It looks like he had a hiccup when he first got there with his brakes, but he managed to get that thing straightened out.
Oh, yeah.
And Todd up there with the gassers, and Ken with the gassers up there doing some practice runs. They're going to be an awesome show when they make it to Laster Mountain here about a month from now. And
month from this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, they're running this weekend, but they'll be at Laster Mountain.
Yeah, it's a 1 month from this weekend is when they'll be at the mountain.
Yeah, so it's unbelievable how they turn them RPMs up on them engines. If you've never seen that, everybody needs to go see that once, and they'll make you come back again.
You see,
go on the grounds ever as far as watching these cars go down the track.
Yeah. Now I looked at Facebook this morning, and Ken was on his second motor change.
Yeah, I heard that, and he just swaps them out to see which one does the better.
I guess that's a lot of work.
Well, yeah. For in a regular car like my car or your car, like mine, it ain't nothing to it. But on a gasser where you got a straight axle front end and sitting, 6 foot up in the air, that's probably a little bit of a challenge.
But they had a picture of the. It's called the Renegade. Had a picture of it, and they had apparently some panels they could pull out of it, and it was like working on a real race car.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine.
They made it serviceable because I guess they knew that there's going to be some swaps going on.
Right, and they do it enough that they probably got it all figured out where they can use certain posts in certain areas and stuff like that to swap it out. I imagine the hardest thing to do is line it up and shove that clutch together in there and make sure all that goes in together. The rest of it probably downhill.
Headers are a pain. There's 6 bolts per side, and they can be kind of a pain. But if they're building where you can put a ratchet on them, it make a huge difference.
Right.
Well, they made them serviceable. That's good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, it was the motor that Todd was running. Was it a big motor in it or a small block? Which
small
one
block.
Was he running it?
They've gone small block. It's a tunnel ram. Did you notice it when he'd take off? It would kind of bog and then recover.
I saw the car go down, but I wasn't keeping up with it. But he was telling me at the end that he had borrowed some carburetors, and it seemed like he said that helped a lot.
Well, first to second when he's having a problem. Second to third and third to fourth, motor sounded fine. And I don't know if he just missed it a little bit on the clutch setup or what. The slider clutch is going to be some, but the motor sounded great.
Right, and he told me that they had moved the shifter back, and the linkage and all was kind of all off a little bit. And they were, I think, when he made his final pass, he was able to. Looks like they got all that kind of straightened out. So hopefully, him and his son was up there with the Camaro,
the super stock car.
They've added some classes. It looks like in that gasser race. So super stockers and FX cars. It's going to be a lot of cars there. That's for sure.
Well, they're. I can't wait till the show. I don't want to wish my life away, but they just do such a great show. And there's a lot of cars, a lot faster, but the competition is what is so good about this. And all the cars are the same. And if you've ever enjoyed driving a straight shift, this, in racing world, there's no way I would, because obviously I can't now, but I would not use a straight shift drag racing because automatics are so good now. But in the years past, 4-speed was so much fun.
Oh yeah, everybody was. If you was driving an automatic,
sissy.
Yeah, that was the way to go. You had to have a 4-speed, and they wouldn't even look at you. But the automatics were winning in the background, and I think eventually they realized that the parts stay together way better with an automatic than a 4-speed.
And torque converter technology came along. All we had was a Vega converter.
Vega converter.
Sweet, baby, sweet. Nothing but the best.
Amazing technology. I remember, I don't know, whenever I remember working over at Gilbert's garage, and a Camaro come in there with a big old camshaft in it, and that thing was just a thumping away, and it would move in and out. And I said, he didn't have a clutch in that thing. And normally you used to put them cars in because the converter just couldn't handle it.
Right, it would go dead. You wouldn't idle.
And but this one was idling right along like nothing ever happened. And I looked in there and I never could figure it out. That till later they were telling me it had a Vega converter in it.
Uh-huh.
And everything changed at that time once they figured that out. The smaller the converter, the more stall you can get out of it, the bigger the camshaft you can run.
Well, my daddy always said, he said, "You still got that slipping transmission in there?" I said, "Daddy, it ain't slipping." He said, "Son, that transmission's slipping." No, this is different. No, I said, "Boy, that's a slipping transmission."
I guess to a point, that's what they felt like they were doing. Anybody who wasn't used to them, when they go driving around, you try to pull out to a red light and make a turn and give it gas, and it don't go nowhere. And you give it some more gas, and it don't go nowhere.
3,500 RPM. I don't care what speed you're going. Man, what's going on out at City Auto Sales this week?
Well, they're always getting new inventory in. Looks like I made a couple of deliveries yesterday to some happy customers.
Oh, neat.
One needed a work utility van, a flower company down in Birmingham making deliveries, or one of theirs had quit on them, and they needed one right then, and we just happened to have what they needed. Some lucky fellow way up in Chattanooga almost, I had to deliver one up to there. A guy needed one to work on a farm truck. He said, look, I drive this truck I got all the time. It's a diesel truck. It's eating me up on gas. I spend $400 a week on gas. And he said, I just need something a little smaller and a little gas burner. And
right.
So we took him a Chevrolet truck up there. I think it had a little V6 in it and all, but he was just happy as all get out. So we made a couple of customers I know yesterday very happy. And again, we're always getting new vehicles in daily. If there's something out there anybody's looking for, just pull up on the website and you'll see new inventory in there all the time. And we still got a Corvette up there, one of those anniversary Corvettes, pace car anniversary ones up there. Still up there. Some lucky fellow needs to buy it. It is convertible. It's getting to be that time of the year where you can drop the top and go riding around with your sweetie and have a good time. And it's still got your name on it, whoever that is out there looking for one.
Well, Chris, I've got the first Corvette I've ever owned is in the basement right now. It's not the same thing. I've driven a zillion of them, but and the fit and finish. What you got, Landon?
I got bad news for you.
What?
The test and tune tomorrow. It's no prep.
No prep, test and tune.
Yep. At Laster Mountain.
Huh.
I'm not seeing the Corvette there.
Well, there's always Oxmoor. So
with a couple of barrels burning.
Don't let the track closing down stop you from running that car. I know that. That was like, well, it's just an excuse to go run it on the street now.
Hey, we go to Sterilite.
There you go. Go to Sterilite. Ease it down through there. Don't let that track be the reason.
Hey, I'll go over to the dump road. Nobody pay attention.
No.
I better not do that. Do you think maybe the police would say, that there may be a problem with that thing being on the road?
No.
A tag applied for a tag.
On a slow day, they ain't got none of that's entertainment for them.
And then smile. Well, Chris, after I got out of the hospital, I'm struggling. I had no strength whatsoever, and Landon's at the house, taking care of me. I said, we made it the way down the basement. I said, hey, boy, fire that car up and back it out. I don't see if I can still drive. So we was in the Datsun with a twin turbo small block in the thing, and so he backed it out, fired up. We let it run. So I made it over to the car and got in under the driver's seat and got buckled in. He got in the passenger seat, and we eased up the driveway and then down to the main road. And of course, everything's good and warm by then. I took off and just fogged the tires on it. So that's all right. So you go up around, and there's a loop you can go around. It's 2 or 3 miles around the loop. Anyway, we came out on the other end. I'm moving 10. I'm not going fast at all. Pull out on the road, and sure enough, I'll lay it on again. Just boil the balonies. How about that?
There you go.
Lifted, come around the corner. There's a closed down church building there. There sit the county. I've set the woods on fire with tire smoke. Ain't got a sign of a tag. Ain't got a winch. Hey, it's a race car. I did the only thing I could do, just wave at him. He ain't paying no attention to me.
So you can't do.
Well, I probably wasn't running 15 or 20 when I passed him.
That wasn't you, but that he heard in the background back there.
Well, it was a big turbo car. Other than tires, you couldn't hear nothing.
That's right. They're pretty quiet. That's right.
And it was pointing the other direction. So anyway, we survived that. But I'm not going to try that in the Corvette with the 5-inch collectors and the 712-inch motor. I don't think I'll get away with it.
Well, if you pop a hot dog on one of those or blow the balonies, as to say, you never know which way that thing's going to go after it does that. So we don't want to take something that's a nice-looking car and all of a sudden turn it into yard art. So.
Oh my goodness! You're right. The pucker factor. Man, you'll suck donut seeds out of the seat.
There you go. So that'll be another day, and there's a reason why they want you to hold up. So I'm sure you get in there and get that car running, you'll find some other things you probably want to adjust and dial in. And
well, making a fast pass is not the important part. Getting used to all the switches and all that kind of stuff is the important part. Speed will come with you don't even worry about speed. There's a we have one of our friends got a Corvette. He said this thing didn't run but 10 something. I said it's not important about going fast. He said, what do you mean? You learn how to do it, and then you pick your speed up. He said, man, I feel better now. But that's really the way it works.
Yeah. When we put Joe in our race car, and I'll don't learn how to make everything go fast first. Try and just learn where everything is, and get yourself so familiar with everything that if something does go wrong, you know how to get out of it.
You do it automatically. Well, Chris, I got music. Thanks for calling, and we'll probably see you at the track shortly.
There you go.
See
All
you,
right,
bud.
we'll see y'all.
Bye. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back to DragRace Central. Let's talk about some VP fuel.
VP, we got several locations. Off-Road Connections, Gardendale Performance, Dodge City Collisions, NVS Auto, DG Motorsports, Capital City Motorsports, Holiday Raceway, Laster Mountain, and Bayleton Dragway. All of them great locations.
Go buy some fuel. Pick your. Go by and get a brochure. Decide what you want.
Get your wine glass. See if it's got good legs on it.
No.
Okay,
No,
not the kind of flavors.
No.
Check the aroma.
Buy some
on
fuel. Nitrous. Need some nitrous refills. Go out to Gardendale Performance and leave your bottle out there. Rick can come by and fill it up. Don't do it today. Can't happen in one day. Let's go out to a caller. Good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. How are y'all?
Good, sir. What can we do for you?
Trying to get in here at the last minute. And what's going just checking with y'all. This is Will. You asked me about the Jake's Dragway
yes.
and the Moulton Speedway, the directions, and I got them for you this time.
Uh-oh.
Jake's Drag Strip, the actual address is 3041 County Road 94, but it does tell you Danville, so don't let that throw you folks if you're coming up there, because they do call it Jake's Drag Strip or Moulton Drag Strip.
Okay.
It goes by Jake's right now. But it does have a Danville address.
Okay, well, Atlanta Dragway was in Athens, or Commerce. It's 85 miles from Atlanta.
And it's right down the road from the Speedway. And the Speedway's and the road leading to Jake's and leading to the Speedway off of 157 that you turn off on is actually County Road 184. I had my 180-something right, but I couldn't remember. I said it's County Road 184. They'll take you to the Speedway, the round track, and then go right past the round track entrance, and the next road is County Road 94, and they'll take you up to Jake's.
Well, that sounds great. Well, we are running out of time. I appreciate you calling and letting us know.
Yeah. Had a little round track action last night. My buddy come in second twice, so I guess that's better second at the round track than second at the drag strip.
Yes. Well, the second, you're just first loser's all it is.
Yes. But see, he had a good, strong car. He just couldn't get it in the fire. He's going to try some more tweaking and see what he can come up with. Well, y'all have a great day and a good show, and y'all finish up strong. We'll see y'all guys.
Thank you, Will. That's our buddy Will Hurst up in North Alabama. Landon,
right.
Have you decided what you're going to buy me for breakfast?
I'm buying. You have that.
Speechless.
You can have that.
I already bought that.
Exactly, and you can buy me something.
Look, Landon, just think how wonderful. I can hold this up to the microphone, let everybody see how wonderful this is.
Yeah.
No.
Let them taste it. You pour it on the mic or something.
No, let's don't do that.
Yeah, no.
You let the magic smoke out of your microphone. All right. Got a replay tonight, 9 to 11.
That's right.
So there's lots and lots of stuff going on. I hear music in the background. Just remember, the older I get, the faster I'm going to be. See y'all next week on DragRace Central.